Mission Statement. The mission statement of the Red Lake Nation Chemical Health Program is to enhance the well-being of all Red Lake members through alcohol and drug abuse prevention, education, intervention, and treatment. All programs are based on Anishinaabe culture and philosophy to strengthen the mind, body, and spirit of the Red Lake Reservation members, families, and communities. Home. Alex liked to visit the woods when she felt sick. She put on her favorite coat and wrapped a warm knit scarf around her head. It was still early and everyone in her house was asleep. The sun had only just begun to rise. As a little girl, her grandma taught her to go to the woods and offer tobacco when she felt bad. Find a big, strong tree and offer a pinch of asema at the base of it, she told Alex. So that's what she did. She left the house with nothing but a torn cigarette, spilling tobacco into her pocket. The spring air was cool on her face. Frozen mud cracked beneath her boots. Her house was surrounded by trees. So thick, woods weren't that far away. She settled into her favorite spot, a tree stump, surrounded by ground flattened from the winter snow. She took several deep breaths, fighting the nausea and dizziness clouding her head. Alex messed up again. She and her friends were 17, barely old enough to drive, and still crowding together in high school hallways every day. Yet every week they would gather in someone's house in the back of town and drink together. Her friend's older brother bought them cases of beer and tall bottles of hard liquor. He didn't seem to care what they were doing. The only thing he worried about was whether they could pay him. Alex felt weaker and sicker all the time, but the morning after was always the hardest. She held a shaking hand to her mouth and breathed through the aching in her stomach. She had a good home. Her parents and her grandmother were likely beginning to stir, pinning back their curtains and trudging out of bed to brew a pot of Tim Hortons coffee. Grandma would soon be outside next to the tree at the edge of their yard, praying over her own tobacco. It was Saturday, and she left her bedroom door closed, so they didn't notice she was gone. They would let her sleep. She was sober again, and her thoughts began to swirl. It's been almost exactly 4 years since they lost Sam in the car accident now. Alex had recovered from her injuries in just months afterward, but her brother Sam only had a few days to fight before the Creator called him home. He died in a hospital an hour away from home. She tried not to think about him. Each time she did, she pushed the thoughts away. They only caused her more pain. This usually worked. However, Sam's fourth and final memorial dinner was less than a week away. She couldn't help but think about him all the time. Her hands were getting cold in her lap. She pulled her coat tighter around her shoulders when she began to shiver. She fantasized about canned hash, greasy breakfast sandwiches, and a hot mug full of Grandma's swamp tea. She imagined herself wrapped in one of Grandma's big warm quilts. She wondered if they would help her right now if they knew the truth about what she had been doing. Shame sat heavy like a rock in her chest. She didn't want to tell them why she was sick again. She was afraid of what they would say. The calm stillness of the woods would be enough for her today, she thought. Once she felt a little better, she would offer asema and return home as if nothing was wrong. Discussion questions. Why do you think Alex was taught to offer tobacco when she felt bad? What are some other times we should offer tobacco? Alex pushed away thoughts and feelings she doesn't want to face. How do you think that affects her? What could you do instead to feel better? What is swamp tea? What do you use swamp tea for? How can swamp tea help you? Do you know what a hangover is?